Hey guys, this is me and George. We just played our first kadoban at 3. He took me down from 4 to 3. Um, I won this game, but there's an overall feeling that he's just too strong to play at 3. A lot of times, handicap will hold you back I play even up way better than I take stones. So he and I are kind of thinking next time we'll switch to even up so we can get back to developing that. But anyway, here we are. I'm white. Let's see how it went. I was thinking of Feng Yun, and she likes this Joseki. I learned all the variations when I used to study with her. I mean, I'm talking all the variations. Okay, I choose this one. Maybe I'll do a video on this Joseki. There's some really nice variations. So that's the extent of the Joseki. His peep and my connect is part of it. The timing's correct. And it's quite equitable. Black gets some reasonable points and absolute life as I get thickness all over, but gote. So interesting. So next question is where for black? And I don't know if George remembered this or if he figured it out. But most players will stop white from extending from the wall. The problem is he's undercut here, right? I mean, black can come under anytime he wants with this kind of move, this kind of move. I can't develop the top. Let me check something real quick. Be right back. Oh. Just some funny noises. Turns out to be the neighbors doing something. Okay. So this wall's actually facing the left. George, am I missing something?
No, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a 4-stone wall facing the left and an interesting wall facing the top. If it was complete, it would be wonderful. But being undercut, it's really missing any umph. So he went this way, very smart. So I thought, well, I'll do what I can over here. He plays here. Not something I would consider. What's the thinking here, George?
I mean, I was very conscious of the fact that I could probably just play more passively and defend at R14, especially because you're undercut on top. But I don't know. I just felt like this move, and I don't think it can be bad. Maybe you're gonna disagree, but I don't know. It feels like it should be fine move to play, and I'm just felt like it for some reason.
So let's look at a few things. Let's start with so this is what we do in review is try to get a handle. We're never going to come up with the right move. That's not something us amateurs, especially me, a lowly one, can do. But we can consider the character of the board and what seems rational. So let's talk about area 1. I can't take it. I'm undercut. If I try to take it, it's just not something I can develop well. I can certainly take part of it. You can take part of it. But it's not an area I can develop well. Let's start there. Does that sound agreeable?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. If I can't develop it, but I do have a whole lot of stones there. I'd love to attack something there. and I wish I could develop it. So I would think, don't give me something to attack. I mean, let's look at, I mean, if I try to develop it, you just hack. You can even play this. And if I stop you, I mean, this is going to be an easy group to survive. You can always just come under, which is the smaller way. I'm just not getting anything there. This is a pretty weak way to do it, but looks like it's all going to be fine. So that means I'll probably, if I settle, oh, this is just too good for you. Yeah, that's amazing for you. So I certainly think that this side's better. I didn't know what to do, how to attack it, so I thought I'll just do the most obvious. I seldom do this. And now you went to the effort of settling on top. Let's start there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you're settled. I got kind of a lot from this. A great deal of center. You got 6 points. Now, I'm supposed to get more here because I have more stones here. And yet still, that exchange in Sente,
Yeah, especially when it also wasn't your area to begin with, right? Because you're undercut.
my area
So
anyway.
I'm not even taking it away from you. It was never yours to begin with.
And again, it's like 6 points you've got. It's pretty small. So let's look at another idea. This is the other Joseki. You get, the corner's not half as big as it looks. I can just, the stone's just alive. Mostly because of this Sente. Makes living really easy. So it's not like you have a huge corner, but it's nice. And there's still Aji here. And this sort of move's going to be a double gote for later. This feels better to me. I would say it's difficult to find a good move, but I would go that way. Okay, so we do this. So let's look at White's normal idea. I fix everything up, at which point you would stabilize your group. Possible. Something like this. Yeah, possible. I didn't think it was at the time. But I get this in Sente, and that's extreme thickness in the center. I thought it might be slow. Next, I can play this one and leave some cuts there and take Sente. I just felt negative about all of them. So I thought, I'm going to go, I don't like what you're getting on the left, and I don't like what I'm getting in the center, so I switched directions. Perhaps I should have liked the main direction. So I play here. You come out. I didn't like this so much. I don't know. I keep steering away from the center. Maybe, yeah, I really don't know. I'd like to ask Chris about this. Should I be thinking of the center, or should I think about taking your points away? Here's the more natural flow. But now when you cut, I'm not sure that 3-3 is available. I want to make sure there's lots of room in the corner to live, so I just move away from the corner. That might not have been proper thinking, but I know I've got cuts here. But if I'm alive in the corner, the cuts aren't very valuable. or aren't so big. If I play here, I'm still not alive unless I go this way, at which point the corner's been closed off. If I play this way, there's just gobs of Aji. So I thought, okay, I'll just tidy everything up now I can do all things. Why would you cut here?
To be honest, I didn't really think of you coming in at the corner for some reason. So I think if I had that in mind, I wouldn't have cut. So I was thinking I would be taking quite a bit of territory by playing that move, but that wasn't the case at all.
I see. Well, my A group got in a great deal of trouble. You treated it with kid gloves later. You let me get away with things. And this is the start of my trouble with A. I've got something of a nasty cut here, a nasty gap, rather. I think I'm certainly fine for the moment. So I wonder just how valuable this is. Let's look at something for a second. Is there some way of slicing through this? That just dies. So that doesn't work. I guess not. There's a feeling that you have to play here because you don't have any shape on your group yet. And this gives you you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I would say 15 points here with life. And your last move, which I think is appropriate, starts applying the pressure on my group. So it doesn't look bad. There's a feeling that you've lost a half a step, quarter of a step, but it's not terrible.
I've only played R3 here. But is that just too submissive?
Got me. This is a hard position. My shape here is so rock solid that it's hard to know. There's a temptation to just, I'm just going to get out of here. The problem is you're handing out all the points to white just for your safety. Well, I don't know. What about just a standard this way, and assuming I save my group, all seems fine. I'm not going to ignore this. I could ignore this, but it's just going to eventually come back to bite me. So this might be the answer. This also might be the answer. I'm pretty serious about attacking your corner, so I'm investing my energy on the leaning this way so that I can jump back. And you said, no way, I'm getting out. But you knight's move out? How about knight's move for life? And then you can think about getting out.
I guess I was a bit worried about you just coming into the 3-3, and that might not actually be a living group, but yeah.
And it isn't, I wouldn't think. Let's take a look. I'm just thinking that when you play this move originally, it's very cuttable. And I'm, really looking for how to cut this. And I got a lot of profit from its weakness. Really what we're doing in this review is just showing a lot of things we don't know. And it's like, well, this could be, that could be. These are complex situations. we might go over this with Chris. I don't know. This is a big move and important in the bottom left context. How to support your groups, not give white much room. But are we really done in the bottom right? If you're willing to hand points out and just go for life, maybe. So let's say you play here. Is white going to ignore? You give me a white move. I'm thinking if there's too many on my mind. What should white play?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I'll think about blocking, but that might just be too submissive.
R
002.
02. Okay. This brings white life, and black is going to live with points.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try the other way. White plays this way. Sente, because white's going to have no eyes, and black's at the moment's having strength. So I'm going to respond to that. And then here. And again, you're alive. And white only has one eye on the bottom.
Yeah.
Still, this is.
I think I didn't play there because you didn't attack me, so therefore I didn't defend. So I felt like, yeah. But I see your point, but because you could, there's such a big potential for you to get quite a lot of profit there. So, but yeah, that was my reasoning.
I'm spending my time living, and I haven't bothered anybody. That's a good point. So then you'd be doing this saying the corner's biggest. No, I think this corner's bigger. Sounds valid. Because the corner you're going after supports the three A stones, which I really want to chase. That's like my hope in life here. So maybe. I like it. I didn't even notice. I keep thinking, oh, black's weak. I haven't attacked.
And what do you think of the position of that move as opposed to F3? I felt like I wanted to invest more energy in the corner than the 3 stones. And yet, usually these days we play B over A because there's RG in both situations. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I should play B. I don't
know. I'm pretty confident that Cautrain is going to have A and B both with a green dot, and one of the dots will be slightly darker green, a little bit better. Because they both, the same move, just where you put in your energy. So I go after the whole group. You say no way. So I should play this right away at A. It didn't cross my mind. I just thought, well, black's alive. Why should I play this Gote in-game? But it's actually Sente, which I don't work out for a move or two.
So then you're suggesting that I should have played S4 now, presumably. But that doesn't really feel like Sente.
Yeah. No, I like your move over here.
But then in that case, there's no rush for you to play S4, right? Because if I'm not going to play there.
This is true. Before too long, I mean, we're almost in in-game. It's getting to the point.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole trouble is your bottom left is massively large. What in the heck am I going to do about it, right?
And what about me playing at C8 instead? As soon as you came in, I thought, oh, maybe I should have tightened it up a little bit, but I think it's probably a bit slow, maybe.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, you have so many stones in this area. Playing here, it's like, what? What's he doing? What's he doing?
Yeah.
So your move makes more sense. I'm thinking this makes more sense because of your A stone. That's a very strong stone, right? It's not cut. Even if I save, it might not be cut. I don't know. No, it's still cut, but
Yeah, and that would have helped me more with my attack later
yeah.
with upper
I
group.
mean, I nearly died. And this really, I mean, I'm going to be responding to this, somewhere in the B area, living, trying to take some points. Let's look at that. Let's say you play and I say, no, I'm taking that area, and you say, great, I'll just tidy all this up. This is the same as K2, right? Just makes me feel, well, K2 might be okay. I mean, that's a pretty solid, I mean, that's scary big. I mean, here I'm scared, but there's a feeling of room everywhere. My A group.
Yeah, and also
doesn't
it
scare
can't
me much.
it also can't really grow that area, right? If I plan the fourth line, there's potential for it to expand.
Right.
But there
Right.
it's I'm kind of constricting it.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the first chance I've actually had in the game. Right? You're just controlling everything, and all of a sudden I have a chance. Not in points yet, but in potential. You get out. I like it.
I nearly played L7 instead, thinking that I could maybe bother kind of open up the RG on the right, but actually I realized you're very, very strong there, right? I don't think there's enough RG to warrant playing
Yeah.
close to your thickness.
No, that sounds good. There's some other way to attack this. What's white going to do here? Maybe one of these
And then connect back.
and connect. Pretty solid. Your corner, I can't invade now. So here you're saying, go ahead and live here. And here you said, I'm forcing you to live here. But now your thickness has to be worth 10 points minimum.
Yeah, I was going to say that I find it difficult to know what to do with that thickness, but then again, there are some weaknesses on your upper side group, right? So I guess that might be a reason that it might be worth it to play this way.
I'm thinking it's worth it because I chased this group, your black center group, and eventually killed a large tail. Because what has it got? Well, I've got a white wall on top, good white stones on the right, and Sente. While here, of course, I'm never going to attack this group. As a matter of fact, the weak group has turned into 15 points of points profit. So
I mean, so from this, so what happened in the game is you chased me, and I also got a whole string of stones in the center, which I think ended up being helpful to attack your group on top.
Yeah, this is very true.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find some solid ground for a statement, because I say something true, you say something true. So how can we, so I'm thinking this black group is looking thin, like white has a glimmer of hope. While if you play this way, well, that's forcing. There's no hope yet. No, I'm just going to die. I have to go home. There was never any doubt.
Yeah.
So that's why I like this direction. And we see our profit right here, right now. This other way, pretty unknown. Yeah. Speaking of unknown, good grief, what's my next move? Oh gosh, I guess I'll come out. Really? And that is so thin and so not worth anything. I couldn't think of a next move. I'm not about to connect in Gote. That's too small. So I thought, well, I'm looking at the 3-3. I'm looking at So let me try a split. I thought that was kind of ingenious of me. Based on that, really, I connected now. I guess there's no choice. And you did that. Yeah, I don't like any of these white stones. Can't you just cut me here?
Think of
I
that.
don't know. Sure seems like it. Really felt like you let me off the hook. Nice capture, very thick. And I don't want to start, defending my group here. That's not even Sente. So the whole point was I'm coming in the corner, so here I come. Usually we play this way and then live. The problem is you just played a thick move. This isn't Sente. I think I'm still dead. So because you played a thick move, I pull back. I saw this was Sente. I like the capture.
It's just a misread.
And you never said, here I come. You just kept every little preparation, gave you another 2 or 3 points, another 5 points, another 2 or 3. You just kept gaining little points as I'm getting smaller and smaller. I see. So this is you connecting home, your weak group, yeah. There's a cute little sequence here where I can capture.
Yes.
The problem is you play here. If I play here, I'm killing myself, putting myself in Atari. If I go this way, then that's Atari. So it just doesn't work. I sure wanted it to. So I played that one instead. If you save, it's how many points? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 or 7 right there. If I respond, that was 7 points in Sente. If I don't respond, does this work? Probably not. Okay. So that means this way. So it's big.
Hmm.
So when you didn't, I'm really looking for it. And I take it. You ignored this, which I think is correct. Maybe I should be playing inside here or something. And this is big, but yeah, I didn't see this. I ignored this, not realizing how big it was. Right? So this happens to me a lot of times in games. I don't know about other people. So I play here thinking if he doesn't respond, my fall size all turn into points. It's big with a next move. I want to play here so bad rather than when you play here. See, I'm focused. And you're like, yeah, you missed the big one. That happens to me all the time. I get so focused on what I want to do that I lose track of what I should do. Sounds philosophical. Okay, so I thought at this point I'd lost the game. I thought my whole group is dead. And I didn't have the fortitude to see it, to even read it out. I thought, well, if there's a way out, it's here. Give me a break. I'll resign next move. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I only lost a few points. So can you do more? Let's look at the double Atari. And what does white do? Save? I'd be happy with that, which means you're going to fill. I save here. So they're all about the same. Okay, so far the whole bit, you've only reduced 1 point or 2. It's only if you capture now that there's some profit, and the capture is now double gotek. So there must have been a better way for black there. This I thought was a mistake. This capture, I gain 4, versus if you capture, you gain 4, 5. So it's 9, at least 9 points. And this is 1 point, threatening 5, 6, still less than 9. So as soon as I clicked, I go, there I go again. I'm so focused on just blasting forward that I'm not playing the big move. Luckily, you responded. Thank you very much. And then you took, so it's kind of a me-I thing. Yeah. And here, I'm like, does George know this one?
I knew I was behind at this point, and I thought there might well be RG there, but I knew that if I just submit, I'm going to lose.
And then there's really nothing to do. You played here, which allows me to kill the whole thing. It's a cute little Tsuji. I mean, it's just the cutest little thing.
I don't think I've ever played it. I think I need to really get it in my head somehow. It's not quite there yet.
It's one of my favorites because it's like it's hidden somehow. I don't think of this move naturally. It's like, oh, look at that, down in the shadows. Up sprouts a little grass seed, and then it kills the whole plant. Okay. Well, thanks for the game. It was very hard for me. I think it was more rightfully yours, but I stole it. I was ahead before this capture, 10 to 15, but still, I just felt like I was behind. Okay, viewers, I hope you learned something and had fun like we did. Catch y'all later.
See ya. Bye-bye.